Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart. We start here on CoinMarketCap first. Want to take a look at what is Bitcoin doing. And unfortunately, not too much has happened since my last video. Nevertheless, wanted to give you a quick update. I mean, it's weekend now, you know, the volume is typically very low. However, we have seen on the last few weekends that there have been some not necessarily unpredictable moves, but there has been some volatility. So it doesn't need to be on the Saturday, it could be on the Sunday. But what often is said that on the weekend typically nothing happens isn't necessarily true. What is the case often in my view is that the market can in fact happen or move in an unpredictable way, because generally the volume is lower, and if someone who has enough capital, or you call it a whale, is willing to move the market, they can do that more easily on the weekend. Okay, so currently at 39.1k Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's imminent prices scenario is still valid that I talked about in the last 2 or 3 videos. So if we go in, so first of all, long term anyway, you know, my primary expectation is still, and that's for every new viewer, my primary expectation is still to break out of this white triangle that we've got on the chart here to the downside and go into that yellow target area, where Bitcoin would then complete the correction, ideally, and turn around to a new sustainable run to the upside, a sustainable new all-time high. And we're talking here about 100k, 150k. That is my view for the next major wave up. But it needs to complete the correction first, needs to come below that wave A. That's what we want. That's a clean ABC correction. That is what typically Bitcoin is doing. There's no reason why Bitcoin would suddenly change its behavior. Is there a way for Bitcoin to break to the upside? Yeah, of course there is. You know, we have to be honest about that. It's all about probabilities. And here, Bitcoin would have to break above 46.5k. Then the immediate, some people would call it bear market. The immediate bear market would be over. We would first go higher here. In this in this green target area. That's again based on Fibonacci retracement levels, and I can draw them quickly from that beginning of that wave to the low, and we would then hit in a wave B this area between the 61.8% Fib level. That is anyway the most relevant Fibonacci retracement level. That area all the way up to the 88.7% Fib level, so the area between 55k and 65k. That is where we could then expect the price to go to, and then however turn around in another wave C to the downside, and to fill that primary scenario that I have on the chart anyway, where the price would go into this yellow target range here that we have been talking about since November, and we have been getting closer and closer. And when Bitcoin was 33k, to be honest, it was only a little bit, a few percent away from it, so around 12%. And that is just amazing. We came really, really close already. Does it mean the correction could be over yet? I have my problems with that. I don't think the correction is over yet. Bitcoin normally, when the correction really is over and it starts a new run to new all-time highs, it really does a significant low where we would really start from there. And at the moment we cannot see that low. There is no significant low. The structure doesn't allow it. You had a significant low here, but this was very corrective, and the price came down a lot again. It's not... Also, the price action would not confirm that. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart, because this is the more imminent picture. And I remember a couple of days ago we talked about, when the price was down here, that we might do a retest of that trend line and then come down further. Now, that retest never happened so far. We had a fake out to the upside, but again, that was not a sustainable breakout to the upside or anything. No, I think we are here still below this sort of trend line here, and might do that retest still and then come down. You know, Bitcoin is currently below this trend line, absolutely. Bitcoin is moving in a corrective way, nothing impulsive here. It did lately do a lower high, we talked about that. Market rolled over as expected, and since then it has not managed to get back into this zone here between 39.7k. That is a key resistance level in my view here. So we can look at that. It's yeah, 39.7. You had resistance here, here, here. Here was a bit of a fake guard, but again, roughly in that range. And if the price gets above this 39.7k level, then there is a chance that the price moves quite fast all the way up to 42.6k. Yeah, we can just take a look at that. We can also see why Bitcoin currently finds so much support. If we just activate the VPVR, yeah, this is the VPVR, historic volume. This is typically where you find support. You can see this red line here that is appearing. This is exactly where we're currently finding support, starting from around 38.5k all the way up to, yeah, pretty much where we are, 39.2, 39.3. That is where we currently find support. However, in that whole region here, as I said, above 39.7, all the way up here, you don't really have a lot. There is not a lot. I mean, it starts again here at around 41.5. So, okay, so maybe let's say from 39.7, the first target would be 49.5k. And if it breaks through that, I wouldn't be surprised to be able to get back here to that 42.5k level, that previous high. But that only if Bitcoin makes it above 39.7k. Okay, I mean, these are really, and please don't get me wrong, these are really only the smaller moves within the daily volatility of Bitcoin. So don't take it too seriously. This up and down, what is happening here, you can't really read anything into it too much. Can you trade it? Of course you can. Is it risky? Yes, of course it is, because it is unpredictable. Most people, most also professional traders or day traders or whatever, they would wait for a breakout here. I think out of that pattern, I know a lot of people who are not doing anything at the moment because they are waiting for a message of the market. If we break above this, if we break out of this ascending triangle to the upside or the downside, which would then confirm either scenario. I've got my primary scenario to go into this yellow area down here, and the alternative scenario where we would go up first and then come down. But again, both scenarios, it is not about, yeah, we go up or down. No, it is, they are both ending in this yellow range. The only question is, do we go first an extended move to the upside before we then come down? But again, the move up would not be new all-time high in my view. That would not be supported by the structure. Okay, and what else? Someone asked me, we can use that a little bit of the time here to answer a question. Someone asked me if I use Heikin-Nashi candles, and rarely. We talked about it on this channel before. I showed it in a couple of videos, but I understand if not everybody can watch every single video. I personally like Heikin-Nashi candles, but again, they are just another tool. They are useful in my view on the four-day chart and the weekly chart to give you an understanding when a trend is over. So what you do, you use them, and a good way of using them is to look at these the wicks basically. Yeah, so for example, in this move from the 30th of September to the all-time high, you had throughout this whole period, all these candles here showed a wick only to the upside, and that was in the trend direction. And if that happens, then you are in a clear uptrend. When you see the first candle emerging where you get a wick also to the downside, that is a good sign the trend is over. And indeed, it was in this case. Yeah, so it was a good sign, a good message. At the moment, the Heikin-Nashi candles, from my point of view, are useless. Or sorry, they are not useless, but they are not of much use in this current scenario, because you are moving sideways. Okay, you are just moving sideways, and then in my view, they don't have a particular use. They will have a use as soon as we get back into a trend. Yeah, so until that is the case, I am not gonna really take a look at them. But yeah, they will be useful. Also, we are gonna use them maybe in the future on this channel. Absolutely good indicator. A good indicator among many, really. But it's a really good one. So what is also worth noting here is that Bitcoin is below the 50-day moving average. So that is sitting at 40k, 39.9k. It is still coming down, even though it's lately started to move up a little bit, but I think it's still on its way down. If it drops further, it it probably can push the price down a little bit more. Yeah, so it has been resistance here for a while, and that is something to look at. Obviously, also when you break above the 50-day moving average, it is an important sign. And then the EMA ribbon, taking a look at that, EMA ribbon on the hourly, Bitcoin just fighting, oops, what is that? Bitcoin just fighting with the EMA ribbon on the hourly chart. So just in the middle of it, struggling, however, to push higher, okay, struggling, which would more indicate that, yeah, we can actually drop lower from here. And the next support for that would still be that 37.5K level that I'm still waiting for. Sometimes it just takes a little bit longer to reach a target. And here on the 4-hour chart, anyway, we are quite significantly below the 50-day, below the EMA ribbon. And you will probably know that on the higher time frames, we are anyway below the EMA ribbon. So that is still a long way that Bitcoin would have to go to really break here in any way to the upside. Yeah, that's my view here on Bitcoin at the moment. Hopefully, despite the lack of updates really on the Bitcoin chart here and the lack of volatility, nevertheless, hopefully a useful update. I know a lot of you are waiting for these updates, so I'm happy to still provide them, even if we're just in a sideways movement. Let me know if you want me to continue with that in the comments. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. And also, if you really like the content, check out the channel membership, where you can get access to the Discord server, the Telegram live chat, and the weekly live stream. And we've got the next live stream tomorrow, in which I would like to cover portfolio management. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.